Hi guys, so it's the middle of September. It's quite a misty day, bit of light drizzle, and it's time for me to do something which I've been putting off for quite a while, and that is to start dismantling the Holzhausens that I built earlier this year. So the idea of a Holzhausen is that rather than putting your split wood straight under cover to dry off, is that you make usually a round pile of it and you stack it outdoors like this, and you allow the wind and the air to blow through it, and that accelerates the drying. And then after a period of time you're supposed to take it apart, take all of this apart, and then put it under cover somewhere to complete the process of drying. And ideally it will all be ready to burn much sooner than it would have been if you had just put it straight into a shed or under some other kind of cover. So this was the first Holzhausen which I filmed for you. I have built them before and not filmed them. I think I've built about 3 or 4 over the years, but I built this one in December 22 and January 23, and I made a film of this one. So this is the oldest of the 3 Holzhausens that I have to take apart. Probably gonna start with this one. The slight drawback to this is that there's a beehive just about 5 feet away from the Holzhausen, and the entrance to the beehive is just here, although it's got a block on at the moment to keep wasps and things out. But if it was a nice sunny day, the bees, take it from me, would be coming in and out and having a good time. And they would no doubt wonder what I'm doing here, and complaining about the noise which I'm almost certain to make with my wheelbarrow. So this is not a bad day actually to be making a start, because hopefully they're going to stay indoors today and keep warm. Perhaps they'll do some housekeeping, I expect, and they'll not bother me. How long it'll take me to dismantle them, I am not sure. I can't remember from last time, but there's quite a bit of wood in this one. This is the smallest of them. The other 2 are larger than this, so I'm going to go and take a look at those now, and I'll show you where the wood is going to be stacked. So I'm going to be bringing it in here. And it's going to be in here. There's already some wood which is been put in from somewhere else, so I'm going to be filling this lot. It's not going to be stacked particularly tidily. I'm going to be more or less just throwing it in for it to finish drying off under cover away from the weather. So the other 2 Holzhausens are in the orchard here. So this one was the one I built in February and made a video of, and then I did a slightly smaller one after that. I don't think I filmed that one. Certainly this is the largest of them. In many ways it's the nicest looking one, I think. None of them have fallen down, they haven't collapsed, so that's been very gratifying to see. The wood does certainly look like it's dried out quite a bit, doesn't it? But what I don't know is what it's like underneath. Something that I'm not sure of, slightly wary of, is when you start taking these things apart, is what I'm going to find living in there. So there could well be things like wasps which have gone into like a queen wasp, which will have found its way in there and will be sleeping over the winter. Hornets, we sometimes get hornets, so you go to put a piece of wood on a fire in the house and you find that there's something on it and it's been there all winter. So there may well be things like that living in the Holzhausens. Could be mice as well, all sorts of things. So I'm gonna have to be a bit wary, definitely be wearing gloves and go in quite carefully. So here we go, I'm going to make a start dismantling this Holzhausen and see how much I can get done in a couple of hours. In no particular order, just taking them off. That's probably enough for one barrow full, I think. So this is the second wheelbarrow. I'm trying not to make too much noise, so I'm not just throwing them in, because I don't want to take the risk of disturbing the bees. The last thing I want is a pile of bees to come out investigating what's going on. That might not end well, I suspect. Not for me, anyway. It wouldn't end well for any bees that stung me either, because as you may or may not know, honeybees die after stinging. So it's be a terrible, terrible waste. So this is the third wheelbarrow. And so far, no sign of any bees. So far so good. So lots and lots and lots of woodlouse so far. Some of them are going with the wood and some are staying here, I think, for now. Lots and lots of them. Fortunately, nothing else yet. No wasps. It's just starting to rain a bit worse now. So that's 4 loads, 4 wheelbarrow loads. It's taken that much. It's quite drizzly now. Not particularly cold, so that's good. And it's also quite good this kind of weather because the bees are less likely to come out. So it's an ideal day to be dismantling this Holzhausen. The other two Holzhausens, there are no beehives immediately next to them, so it won't really matter about the weather when I do those. But this is an ideal day to do this one. What do you think of the hat? Yeah, it's raining quite badly now. So, yeah. That's my luck. This is wheelbarrow number 6. That's number 7. That's number 10. So to make life easier, I'm going to see if I can pull this wood over to this side, because I can't get my wheelbarrow around there. So I'm going to do that now. This is number 12. So I'm definitely making an impact on it. I think it was that high when I started. It's a lot easier than putting it together, I can tell you that. So this is the 13th wheelbarrow load, and what I've done now, I've just brought some of the rest of the wood forwards from the back. So it's almost as high now as when I started. So this is number 16, and when I was taking them this time, I definitely disturbed a wasp, because it came out and flew straight at me. Fortunately it didn't sting. So far so good. 17. This is number 19. I think one more and I'm going to call it a day. So that's 2 hours, and this is my 20th wheelbarrow. I've been very lucky. The bees have left me completely alone, and all I've had is one encounter with a wasp, but luckily it didn't sting me. Let's put this lot away, and then I think it's time for a well-earned cup of tea. So that's what I've got to show for 2 hours work and 20 wheelbarrow loads. So I'm back again. Going to start where I left off yesterday. See how much of this I can move. The weather forecast is not great. They are forecasting some pretty heavy rain within a few hours. So I'm going to do what I can until the weather turns too bad. I've noticed a few bees coming out from the beehive to take a look. They do that sometimes. They'll stick their nose out and see what the weather's doing. But so far they seem to have just flown back in. So with a bit of luck they'll leave me alone. Right. So I've got the hat on. This would be number 21, I think. That's 22. Okay, this is number 23, and I'm keeping a close eye on that beehive. So I don't want to get caught out by these. This is number 26. So this is wheelbarrow number 27, I think. What I'm starting to do, I'm starting to take all these bits out from the middle, and they tend to be smaller things like this. So I'm making progress, I think. Bit of a chunk gone now. This is number 28, I think. So the bees are still behaving themselves so far, and this I think is number 29. So that's number 32. Quite a bit still left, and I think I have 3 or 4 layers of wooden blocks still left on the outer ring. Yeah, so this is number 33. I don't seem to have disturbed any wasps yet. Maybe it's a bit early for them, I don't know, to have gone in and made a little place to sleep in the winter. But I've definitely disturbed some moths. Quite a lot of small moths came flying out at me just a few moments ago. Number 35. Well, I've been lucky so far and not had any trouble with the bees or the wasps, but I just saw the most enormous hornet which was hanging around outside the beehive with a huge fat body on it. Its body must have been the size of a bumblebee, apart from anything else, and fortunately it flew away as I approached. Apparently they've got a very, very bad sting. Of course the Asian hornets are a different type of hornet, and they're the ones that actually eat honeybees. They bite their heads off. So this wasn't one of them, it's just a normal British hornet. So what it would have done if it had encountered a honeybee, I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad it didn't stick around. Look at that. That's a hornet. This is number 36. So what I've done, first of all I've put my hat back on in case that hornet turns up. I've broken the back wall down and brought it forward so it's easier for me to reach from this side. And this is number 37. And that's number 39. And that, my friends, is wheelbarrow number 40. This is where I've got to. So there's still quite a bit left. 1, 2, 4, 5 layers in some parts of blocks, 3 layers in others. Actually quite wide here at the bottom. I'd forgotten quite how wide this one was when I started it. Just managed to put the tarpaulin over it before the rain starts. Let's see now if I can finish it off. I imagine there might be another 20 wheelbarrows out of this lot. Light drizzle, so hopefully those bees are going to stay inside again, but it is supposed to be fine later on, and if that happens they're going to be coming out in force. So I want to crack on now and try and get this done this morning. So this will be wheelbarrow number 41. This is number 42, and it's quite dry at the bottom down there. An awful lot of woodlouse, or woodlice, scurrying around as I take the blocks off. Some of them are travelling with me in the wheelbarrow, so they'll just make a new home in the woodshed. So this is wheelbarrow number 44. Certainly made quite a dent in that. This is 45, and I'm not sure whether it's halfway. It might be. So that's number 46. I guess that's pretty much about halfway of what was left. This will be number 47. This is 49. Not a great deal left now. The rain is starting to fall a bit more heavy, but I think I'll carry on, try and get it finished. And that's number 50, so not much left now, just some of the smaller stuff from the centre. 51, and I think the end is in sight. Well, that's it. That's the lot. This is the wheelbarrow number 52, I think. And back down to the pallets. Probably move these out of the way, put them into the dry. They might be able to use them again for the next one once they've dried out. Lots and lots of woodlice, and I've noticed that every time I take the wheelbarrow away, a lot of birds have been coming down and helping themselves. I don't know what exactly they've been eating, whether it's the woodlice, I'm not sure, but they've certainly been very interested. My job now is to take this last wheelbarrow into the stable and just tidy up the pile of wood in there, and that's it. And then it'll complete drying, and this wood will all be to be burnt next year. So that's the winter of 2024. And this is what 52 wheelbarrow loads of logs, or one Holzhausen, look like when they're stacked up. So that's the first Holzhausen done. That was the first one I built. Finished in January of this year, 2023. But of course, after that I went on and built two more. And they're rather larger. And going to be a lot more than 52 wheelbarrow loads in each of these. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a quad bike and trailer job. But that's for another day. That's me done for today, I think. And hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like, make a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. That'll be really appreciated. And until the next time, I'll say goodbye. And thank you for watching. Cheers now. Bye.